Hello, dear Professor Salavati. Hello, everyone. Welcome to listening to our group's presentation. Our topic is China's foreign policy and defense policy. Then let me to introduce the group member: Liu Zhen, Wang Chao, Ma Huimin, Wang Luyao, Wang Shutong, and me, Wang Aohua. First of all, let me to introduce the history background of China's defense policy. Beginning in the 1840s, China began to be invaded by foreign countries. We can see two pictures. First one is the Great Wall. Another one is the ship or battleship. The Great Wall is built to defend the invade of the northern nomad nations, and the fleet is to set up to defense to protect China's sea by the Qing dynasty. The first picture is the Opium War. In the 1840s, the British they start to invade the northern China, and a war just begun. And the second picture is siege of the international legations. This took place in the 1900s. There is a nation of about 8 countries. They start to invade China. And then is the Mudin incident. This is start on 1931. The Japan Empire start to invade China. This invasion is very long. It consists of 14 years. During these 14 years, there are more than 22 million people. They will be killed by the Japanese invader. And on the 1945, the China people finally win the war. When we win the war, the peoples of Republic China has been built, and no one than us know the importance of the peace. So we against any kind of invade. If there is a country want to invade China, we will start war with them. The first picture is Korean War. In the 1950s, the Americans start to invade the Korea. So China start to help the Korean to fight against the American army. And the second is the conflict with Soviet Union. Maybe someone thinks Soviet Union is alliance with China, but actually it's not. The Soviet Union also want to invade China. So China have to defend the invade of the Soviet Union. And the third one is Sino-Vietnamese War. On the 1979, the Vietnam start to invade the Cambodia and the Thailand. And they also want to invade the southern China. So the Chinese government have to start a war with Vietnam to stop their invasion actions. The fundamental of China's defense policy and foreign policy is 5 principles of peaceful coexistence. It first be talked by the Chinese first Premier Zhou Enlai. This is the 5 principles of this coincidence. And my part is finished. Thank you for everyone's listening.
Hello everyone, my name is Liu Chen. I will introduce China's national defense policy. China adheres to an independent foreign policy of peace and a fun culture tradition based on peace and harmony. Determines that China pursues a national defense policy that is defensive in nature. The fundamental goal of China's national defense in the new era. Resolutely safeguarding China's sovereignty, security, and development interests. China's national defense aims, including to deter and resist aggression, to safeguard national political security, the people's security and social stability, to oppose and contain Taiwan independence, to crack down on proponents of separatist movements such as Tibet independence and the creation of East Turkestan, to safeguard national sovereignty, unity, territorial integrity, and security, to safeguard China's maritime rights and interests, to safeguard China's security interests in outer space, electromagnetic space, and cyberspace, to safeguard China's overseas interests, to support the sustainable development of the country. Next is the distinctive feature of China's national defense in the new era. Though a country may become strong, bellicosity will lead to its reign. The Chinese nation has always loved peace. Since the beginning of modern times, the Chinese people have suffered from aggressions and wars and have learned the value of peace and the pressing need for development. Therefore, China will never inflict such suffering on any other country. China sincerely hopes that all countries will choose a path of peaceful development and jointly prevent conflicts and wars. China is committed to developing friendly cooperation with all countries on the basis of 5 principles of peaceful coexistence. It respects the rights of all peoples to independently choose their own development paths and stand for the settlement of international disputes through equal dialogue, negotiation, and consultation. Next is implementing the military strategic guideline for a new era. The military strategic guideline for a new era adheres to the principles of defense, self-defense, and post-strike response, and adopts active defense, emphasis on both containing and winning wars, and underscores the unity of strategic defense and offense at operational and tactical levels. To respond to the security threats facing the country, China's armed forces take solid steps to strengthen military preparedness and comprehensively enhance combat capabilities for the new era. China is always committed to a nuclear policy of no first use of nuclear weapons at any time and under any circumstance, and not using or threatening to use nuclear weapons against non-nuclear weapon states or nuclear weapon-free zones unconditionally. China advocates the ultimate complete prohibition and thorough destruction of the nuclear weapons. Okay, that's all for this part. Thank you.
Dear Professor, my name is Wang Chao, and my part is the future prospect and the impact of China's defense policy. The first part I want to talk about is the future prospect, is continuing to strengthen the military in the Chinese way. This is the path forward for China's national defense in the new area, building a fortified national defense and a strong military commensurate with the country's international standing and its security and development interests is a strategic test for China's socialist modernization, driving lessons from history. China strengthens its national defense and military to provide security guarantee for its peaceful development. And this is a new area, is to generally achieve mechanization by the year 2020 with significantly enhanced internet informationization and greatly improved strategic capabilities. And this is a period that I think we have achieved. And next is to comprehensively advance the modernization of military theory, organizational structure, military personnel, and weaponry and equipment in steps with the modernization of country and basically completes the modernization of national defense and the military by 2035, and to fully transform the people's armed forces into world-class forces by the mid-21st century. And next I want to talk about is the impact of China's defense policy. First is the regional stability and assurance. China's commitment to defensive national defense policy provides neighboring countries with a sense of assurance and predictability. This helps build trust and reduce the likelihood of miscalculation or misunderstandings that could lead to regional tensions. The stability resulting from this assurance is conducive to economic cooperation and diplomatic engagements, fostering a positive regional environment. And next is the deterrency against secessionist movements. The firm stands against Taiwan independence and uh, separatist movements within China serves as a potent deterrent. By clearly communicating its commitment to national units, China discourages uh, secessionist activities. This has the effect of maintaining internal stability, preventing potential conflicts, and reinforcing the central government's authority. And next is global projection of China of power. Acknowledging overseas interests as crucial underscores China's economic and strategic investments globally. By committing to projecting this interest, China projects itself as a responsible global player. This impacts its diplomatic relations and trade partnerships, strengthening this influence on the world stage, and also the contribution to global peace. China's emphasis on contributing towards peace through its own development reflects a commitment to collaborative approaches. This positive image can lead to enhanced diplomatic ties and partnerships, contributing to global governance efforts. It can also ease concerns among the other nations about China's rise, fostering a more cooperative international environment. Yes, I think China has done so much contribution to the global peace. Like the doctor said, the Western country brings the human rights and we bring peace. And next is nuclear stability and disarmament. China's no first use nuclear policy and commitment to minimum deterrency contribute to a more stable nuclear landscape. This reduces the chances of nuclear conflicts and arms races, promoting international discussions on armaments. China stands aligns with the broader global efforts towards nuclear non-proliferation, and disarmament, positively impacting the international security. And the last one is technological advancements in military. The emphasis on innovation in military strategies and tactics reflects China's recognition of the evolving nature of modern warfare. This commitment to technological advancements impacts defense industries, research and development. The military training uh, positions China to adapt effectively to emerging security challenges, potentially influencing the regional military balance in its favor. And this is my part. Thanks.
Hello everyone, my name is Wang Luyao. I will introduce China's foreign policy. As one of the countries with largest population and rapid economic growth in the world, China plays an increasing important role on the international stage. China's foreign policy aims to maintain national security and development, increase promote world peace and cooperation, and establish an international environment conducive to its own development. This page is talk about the background. Since the late 1970s, China's main foreign policy goals has been maintain its independence and shape an international environment aid to the modernization and reform and opening up. This page is talk about the history. During the Mao Zedong era, China adopted a revolution explored organization and revision foreign policy. And China's foreign policy has gradually moved towards openness and multilateral cooperation. And we can see the China's culture in change with countries around the world. This page is talk about the culture and the China foreign policy. We know China's traditional culture implies respect and equality, which is referred in China foreign policy. And China adopts the principle of equality, no interference in internal affairs, and mutual benefit in international affairs. This page is talk about the change in China's foreign policy. The first is in 1978, China has opened the door for China to open up to outside world, and after 1989, China placed greater on maintaining stability and development in international affairs. And in recent years, China has put forward the bait and the road impeding it in foreign policy. So next page. China foreign policy adopt to the implementation of 5 cardinal principles, which are the China's foreign policy called.
Hello everyone, my name is Ma Huining. Next, I will continue to introduce China foreign policy. I merely introduce these 4 aspects of foreign policy: multilateral diplomacy, economical foreign policy with Chinese characteristics in the new era, neighborhood diplomacy, development assistance. And the first aspect is multilateral diplomacy. It refers to an interaction of three or more actors in international relations in permanent or special global or regional international organizations, international conferences. China has gone through the steps of starting, adapting, participating, and leading the process of integrating into the international system. The three aspects of China neighboring multilateral diplomacy are characterized by economical development orientation, maintaining openness and inclusiveness, and focusing on reforming and improving rulers. Moreover, China's neighboring diplomacy will pay more attention to multilateral cooperation in the future. And the next aspect is the economical foreign policy with Chinese characteristics in the new era. China has promoted the process of globalization through the development of economical diplomacy and the strengthening of economical and trade cooperation with other countries. It is characterized by following features: leading the direction of world economy, holding high banner of global development, improving the mode of economical governance, serving national development strategies, and sharing China's development philosophy. And the next aspect is the neighborhood diplomacy. China is committed to strengthening its relations with neighbors and advocates neighborhood foreign policies of treating its neighbors as good and its neighbors as companions. The values of China neighborhood foreign policy are good neighborliness, maintaining friendly relations with neighboring countries, mutual assistance and reciprocity, and promoting a sense of colonies. Sincerity, treat neighboring countries with sincerity, strive for cooperation and common development. Mutual benefit and win-win. The principle of cooperation in mutual benefit, promoting the integration of enhancement of interests of both sides. Tolerance and openness advocates the idea of tolerance, promotes regional cooperation and solve problems. And the next aspect is development assistance. China has launched large-scale development assistance projects in Africa, Latin Africa, and other regions in order to enhance its international image and promote friendly relations with developing countries. To summary, multilateral diplomacy is to actively participate in international organizations and conferences, advocate multilateralism, and maintain global and regional peace and stability. Economical diplomacy is to promote the process of globalization, lead the direction of world economical development, serve national development strategies, and share development ideas. Neighborhood diplomacy is to develop good neighborly relations and strengthen multi-beneficial cooperation. Development assistance to help recipient countries improve their capacity for independent development and common development. Together, these policies form an important part of China foreign relations and reflect China's diplomatic attitude and philosophy as a responsible major country. That's all my part. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Wang Chutong. I will introduce the impact of China foreign policy. The first point is promote global stability and prosperity. China foreign policy is based on peaceful development, which promote regional stability and bring the benefit of peace, security and development to the people or country. The second is promote global economic development. China economic and foreign policy with the Chinese characteristics in the new area has injected new impetus into global economic development, and China has promoted global economic growth and trade and investment prosperity. The third point is strength region cooperation and stability. China adheres to the foreign policy of being good friends and partners with its neighbors and promoted regional cooperation and development by deepening cooperation with neighboring countries. The next point is promote cooperation and development assistance. China aid action not only enhance its international image and reputation, but also enhance multiple and trust cooperation among countries around the world. The last one is enhance international image and soft power. China has established a good international image and reputation through its active participation and responsible foreign policy, and has made positive contribution to building a world and lasting peace and common prosperity. This is my part.
I will talk about the Part 3 conclusion. China foreign policy not only states national interest, but also actively contribute to building a communicate with a shared future for making and promoting world peace and prosperity. As China's position and influence on the international stage continue to rise, its foreign policy will also continue to adapt to change in the time and international change, making new contributions to achieve national development and world peace. That's all. Thank you for your listening.